Hello, this is my first video and I would like to show you how to change oil on your Spyder RT. The first thing, because I don't have a lift, is to actually lift it up. So as you see, I've got it on Rhino ramps. What I did is I actually used this little jack over here, put it underneath the frame, about in the middle here, about here, underneath the T, and then jacked it up. Then I put these Rhino ramps underneath the front, and then I used the jack to jack the back and put it here. Now, I used the lower shock mount on the swing arm to jack up the rear wheel. I think there's a portion of the manual that says don't do that, so I'm actually suggesting to you that you don't do what I do. I like to grab it here from the back, pull outwards, there's a little stud right here, disconnect the clip that's right here, pull it from the front, undo the front, and then undo the rear. And there it is. Now, take out your dipstick, because this will help the oil to drain a little better. However, one of the things that I saw on SpyderLovers.com is to actually remove this piece at the bottom. There's usually a piece of plastic here, but here you can see that there's the oil filter housing right there in order to take the oil filter off, and this makes it a lot easier. So thank you to SpyderLovers.com. Here is, I believe, the case drain, and then here, where is it? Not there. Oh, there it is. There's the oil plug drain. Now the problem with this actually is that instead of the thing just draining out through this hole, the last time I drained it, it actually caught on this outer surface, and it was really messy. So I'm gonna start to use a siphon in order to pull the oil out of the oil tank, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that plug in. Alright, now I'm kind of cheating here because I actually already changed oil on this particular bike, but I didn't have the camera. So once you're done, they want you to go ahead and put 3 quarts of oil, not 4, but 3 quarts of oil right into the oil tank. Then you run it, and then once it's hot, or at least been running for a couple of minutes, then they want you to add, now this is a manual transmission, they want you to add another quart. I decided not to go ahead and drain the case. I drained the oil tank, but not the case. And it took about 3.5 quarts. So, let's see, there was something else. Oh, okay. The last thing. A couple of times I've gotten this back from the dealer when I've had the 600-mile service, and these plugs, if you don't put a little silicone on them, you'll actually push this grommet right through the plastic and your panel will blow off, or it'll be loose at least. So what I've done is I put a little silicone here in the corners into the hole. Now one more thing about this panel. This is the outer panel. It's got a little wing here on the inside. I don't know if you can see this, but mine's been broken. When it was delivered, they broke it. So what you'll have to do is actually pull outwards on this little wing when you go to put this in. That little wing should fit here, just on the inside of this plastic piece. You may actually have to pull use your finger to guide it. And then what I usually do is I try and put this piece in next, and then I'll do that one, and lastly that one over there. So let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to put this panel, this is the little wing that's broken, put this up inside. Okay, I can feel that the wing is there. And now, let's see, how is this? Put the upper piece in, the lower one in, and boom. Make sure to click this little clip in when you push it in. So there it is. All right, one last thing I forgot. On the oil filter bolts, where the oil filter cap goes on, it's got a little, like, I think it's a 5mm cap screw, or an Allen screw. There was no torque for that. I couldn't find where the torque was, so I made it tight, and then I think it was about a quarter or maybe just an eighth of a turn more. I didn't want to be too hard on it because it's aluminum. I tightened it up, I ran it till it was hot, and then it ended up where the lower bolt was just a touch, it was leaking just a little bit. So I just snugged it up a little bit more, and then that was it. You definitely don't want to over-torque those. The other thing that happened that I totally forgot was when I put the oil filter into the recess, I figured it would be a good idea to just put the oil filter into the hole and then put the cap over it. But in fact, it didn't work out very well. The cap actually got on crooked. And how you know that the cap is on crooked? Because one bolt wouldn't line up at all. I couldn't put it in there. So it was easier to actually put the cap, put the oil filter into the cap first.